I think the sport's at a very interesting point in time. As a landscape-based sport, we have a very, very close relationship to the natural environment, and the regulatory framework's changing very quickly across Europe with regards to water use, with regards to chemical use. And golf, along with all other sectors, is having to understand how it's going to respond to these challenges. In some countries it's moving much quicker than others. In France, I know the challenges are very apparent already, and there's amazing work being done here, and I think that's a trend that we're seeing expand out now across Europe, and we're hoping to enable some of the dialogues, get the discussion started, to help the industry respond and build resilience to the changes that we know are coming. I think the world of sport is changing, and is very closely linked to the way that people's lifestyles are changing. More and more people are living in cities around the world. There's more and more expectation for activities to be available at any time of day. We've seen big increases in sports like cycling and like running. And I think golf is now at the point of time where it's also thinking about how can we make available more flexible opportunities for people to play. So moving forward, I think we'll see an increase in shorter formats. At RNA, we've been doing a lot of work to promote 9-hole golf, which we think is a great way to enjoy the sport. And we hope that that's really something that can be very compatible with modern lifestyles, particularly where people are so time pressured now. You know, that you can go out, you can enjoy 9 holes in a much shorter period of time, but still enjoy the experience. So existing golf facilities across Europe are seeing a lot of challenges at the minute, particularly from a participation side. So many clubs are struggling to gain new members. So from a financial business perspective, that's one key area that they're looking at. From a resource standpoint, the regulations are changing very quickly in terms of the availability of water, the availability of different chemical products. We know this change is happening. It's happening here in France right now, and that's extrapolated to happen in other EU member states as well moving forward. So it's really about how we can prepare for those changes, how we can build resilience to those changes, and start to think about alternative ways of doing things that can still deliver and maintain good and enjoyable surfaces for playing the sport. So we're taking a long-term view on this. We like to think about doing work that helps to ensure that golf will be thriving in 50 years' time from now. So a very long-term view. In terms of the difference between the clubs that already exist, so the existing facilities, and new ones that may be developed, we've also made a distinction there. From the first of those categories, so the existing facilities, we've started a new project in Great Britain and Ireland called Golf Course 2030, which is helping existing facilities to prepare for changes that are going to be coming. And by that we might look at different availability of water, different availability of materials, different availability of chemicals, and starting to make the plans for different approaches to management that will still allow you to develop the playing surfaces that will be good for playing golf, will be enjoyable for playing golf, and that people are going to want to come and pay to play golf on. So that's from the existing facility standpoint. We're helping them get ready to adapt. We're involved very closely in this project. We see it as an industry initiative, Golf Course 2030, and we're excited to be working with a broad cross-section of different expert groups in the sport on that. On the second component, which is the facilities that don't exist yet, so the future facilities, we are looking at a conceptual modeling exercise of trying to understand what future facilities might look like, i.e. looking at all of the trends that we're seeing, be that urban farming and food growing, be that multifunctional facilities, be that a focus on health and well-being, renewable energies and next generation building technologies, and starting to think about a model how those might be applied to new golf course facilities. So it's a conceptual project, and we think it will hopefully be a good catalyst for bringing new ideas to the table and getting people to have new discussions with one another. But at this point in time, it's a theoretical exercise. but we want to start exploring some of those areas and topics that, to be honest, we don't yet have the answer for. Yeah, so with RNA, we're a governing body for everywhere outside of the US and Mexico. So it's 143 countries, I think, is the current number that we're working with. And in those countries, the national golf federations are affiliated to us. So here in France, the French Golf Federation is one of our national affiliates. We have a very, very close, a very, very strong relationship. We love to share information and ideas. We're also working very closely with other organizations here in France, with agref, with the greenkeeping, sector in itself. And we really see as our role, we have a global view, a global perspective, and we like to share good examples and make people aware of other initiatives that are already underway in some countries. Here in France, it's a fantastic example that we frequently talk about, in terms of the work that's been done with agref, with the French Golf Federation, forming agreements with the French government on sustainable water use, the l'épidémie de surveillance program for helping facilities to identify and treat pests and diseases on courses as they arise. It's a very, very forward-looking approach in my mind. It's a very, very innovative model that's been adopted here in France. And I think it's a great case study for us to highlight and make other countries aware of around the world. We always enjoy coming to France. We love coming to the Green Golf Convention. It's a great opportunity to connect with all of the different facilities here, to hear their ideas, to look at what's going on, and then we can help relay that information back and share with our other affiliated organizations around the world.